tallying to continue. But I'm here, of course, with Bishop Wanjiru, who has been one of those who have been propagating for a few issues to happen here at Starehe Constituency Tallying Center. Among them, the arrival, or rather a senior officer from the IEBC to be able to oversee this process. Perhaps, Bishop, you were there in the negotiations. We could not grasp much of it, but in a nutshell, where were you by the time you were beginning? What have you deliberated upon, and what has been the consensus?
I must say it's sorry, it's been long. It's been a total waste of time and being taken around circles by the returning officer, because when we called in, I personally called in the county returning officer, who is also the county manager, and I said to him he can't not watch things going wrong in Starehe for 3 days now, and he's just watching and he's not doing it. I said, you need to come over. And when he has come over, the same thing we've been saying the whole day, the same thing we've been repeating is what has actually been done. That even the forms that they are not finding, whatever happened to them, cannot make any difference. Even if you were to give maximum 700 per stream, would not make any difference at all. And so we've taken that into consideration, and it is agreed that first and foremost, the presidential votes, the presidential counting must be streamed, must be released, the MP and then the MCA. Then now we'll be left with the governor, senator and woman rep, which we can do a bit later in the day because everybody is fatigued. But even that, there've been massive rigging in this county, and it is wrong, very, very wrong. IBC had started well, and we were hoping that we will finish well. But let's see what comes out of it. For now, for the presidential vote, the MP and the MCA, we are as good as done. They're just doing the final tally, signing the form, issuing the certificates, and off we go. Then we come now for the next lot, and life continues.
What about the rigging issues? What would be the issues of concern, and perhaps do you have even any evidence?
We had an incident, whereas even in a place like Embakasi Central, there was a box that came in and it was explained, I don't know, it came in late. And so it is the same case here. If we delay that one box, they say, okay, so you agents, you say we delay the box. So that means we can't release presidential votes, we can't release the MP, and our MP had won and our president had won. We can't release the MCA. So they are using small things to hold everybody into captivity, and that is not acceptable, because like for me, I can't compromise my presidential votes.
Has this been reported? Have you reported the alleged rigging?
We actually told them they can take the box as long as they announce the results. We said take the box, announce the results. You know, there are some votes, even if you try, they try to steal for who they are stealing for. Whatever they do, they can't bridge the gap. The gap is too wide. So like here, it's 15,000. How much can you steal to bridge a gap of 15,000? It's uncalled for. So really, we said take the box, announce the results, because they were trying to delay the announcement of the presidential vote, and we would not allow that. Yeah.
That is Bishop Wanjiru.
And probably just night we had an incident, where we had ballot boxes, ballot papers rather, at the Central Police Station that were caught in this place. Some of them were ticked in your name.
So I heard now, when it was being explained here by the arrow, that the boxes were by an I don't know, the deputy or somebody, one of the returning officers from the stations, who was bringing back them to report to her. But I don't know, she didn't use the right avenue. I didn't understand the story. But the truth is that those ballot boxes were with a returning officer. And this is the only station such incidents are taking place. So who is to blame? The returning officer. And we have demanded that she be replaced, that we cannot move forward with her. She needs to be replaced.
So whereas you will have the presidential, the MP and the MC sorted out in a few, and you have demanded her to be swapped or to be replaced, yes. Will she continue with that one that involves you, that one of senator?
No. You cannot take us in circles, lying to us, deceiving us, exhausting us, fatiguing us, in the intention of doing whatever she purposed to do, and then I be blind enough to allow her to move on with governor, senate and woman rep votes. No, we can't. We need somebody fresh. We need somebody who is not compromised. This one is definitely gone too far.
You're right, indeed. That is Bishop Wanjiru, Bishop Margaret Wanjiru, that is senatorial candidate of UDA. Just speaking to us at the backdrop of that consensus, at least solving out the issue of the 254 polling stations which have been processed so far, and for our remaining to be able to achieve the tally. But of course, according to the returning officer, the 4 will be inconsequential, and the crowd and the members of the public who made their way here to the constituency tallying center have come down, and we are awaiting that process to be able to be fully completed, because the county election manager had to come all the way from Kasarani to try and resolve this stalemate that had ensued all the way from last night. So those are the activities. That is what has happened so far. We can see some of the candidates are leaving, including Bishop Wanjiru. Some of them will be leaving later on to leave their chief agents to be able to monitor the situation here at the Starehe Constituency tallying center. And then perhaps, hopefully, once this is done, we can now focus our eyes on the county tallying center. Ashley and Jesse.
Okay, George Maringa, thanks so much for that update in terms of the standoff that was seen at the Starehe Constituency tallying center. It seems to have been sorted, at least for now, even as the tallying process continues. But of course, we'll keep our viewers informed about the latest happening in Nairobi County, not just at the constituency tallying center. We'll equally shift focus to the county tallying center, where we expect the gubernatorial, senatorial, and women rep in Nairobi County to be declared, hopefully in not too long, even as the tabulation is ongoing. But since we're talking about Nairobi County, I just want to break down some of the elective seats that have been declared within Nairobi County. The constituencies within Nairobi County are right here on the map. And as you can see, in terms of the presidential vote, most of the votes so far going in favor of Azimio candidate Raila Odinga. 749,003 so far, representing 57.19% of the votes. William Ruto managing 42%, not too far off, 550,879 votes. Remember, the returning officers are still going towards the main tallying center at the Bomas of Kenya, and once the official results are released, we'll definitely keep you informed. But in terms of the members of National Assembly, the races that have been determined within Nairobi County. Remember, a little bit earlier on, I mentioned the green city under the sun seems to be painted blue this time round. And let me tell you why. Apart from a few cases where the UDA party has clinched a couple of member of parliament seats, as well as independent candidates, the rest seem to be going in favor of the Azimio coalition. And speaking of independent candidates, we begin in Kasarani constituency, where it's right here. And just yesterday, we had from the MP-elect Ronald Karauri, who's an independent candidate. He actually mentioned that all of his MCAs within Kasarani constituency are allied to the UDA party. Him being an independent candidate, remember, he wasn't able to clinch the Jubilee party ticket, the party going in favor of the incumbent Gakuya. And this time round, the independent candidate has been able to win in Kasarani constituency specifically. Away from Kasarani, let's take a look at Roysambu, which is still within Nairobi County. Up here, Roysambu constituency, sorry about that, let me just go back. But in terms of Roysambu constituency, we understand the Jubilee party, interestingly, has won that particular seat. Their candidate, Waihenya Ndirangu, has emerged victorious, is the member of parliament elect in Roysambu constituency. That's what's happened there. Crossing over to Langata at the bottom, and that's where Langata constituency is. Felix Odiwor, better known as Jalango, has emerged as the MP-elect in Langata constituency, flooring the incumbent who's better known as Generali, Nixon Korir, has actually been beaten in Langata. That vote going in favor of the ODM party in Langata constituency. Away from that, Embakasi East, it should be in